Hey guys, Nick here. So this is part 2 of our database filtering manipulation series. In the first part, we went through when we set up this node right here where we created a date range, and now we're going to go through part 2. We're going to filter this data table that I have here, where basically I created some sales data, right? Pay attention to this dummy variable. I use that to join based to VLOOKUP on a dummy variable I added to our first table where it's just dates. So now you have dates with a dummy variable as well. And then I did my join, or what most people know as a VLOOKUP when you're working in Excel. Right, I did my join based on the dummy, based on the date. So that's how I combine these two random tables together to get this output, which we're going to be working with. We're showing here for each date, sort of sending. For each date in this table, we're showing how many visits. Oh, I guess I titled it visits and not sales. Let me change that. Let me update that real quick. So we're talking the same language, right? So we'll say sales. Sales for the day. Right? It's that simple. Right? Rerun with F7. Look at the results. Alright, so back to it. Sorry about that. So we're looking at these dates, and each date has, we can see the 1st of October has multiple sales attached to it, but each date has sales attached to it, right? So now let's say what we want to do next per bullet number 2 is we want to filter this table out based on a particular date, right? To do that, what you're going to have to search for in your node repository, if you type in date, is look for this date and time based row filter. So this one is different from the rule based row filter because this one is specific to filtering on dates, right? You can't really put text in here and filter on text or filter on a number. It's specific to dates, right? So once you've got that in place, we'll connect the nodes and we'll double click to configure, and this is where you set up to make the magic happen. So let's say I want to look at the sales for, we saw the 1st of October had a lot of sales attached to it, so I'm just gonna say sales from, oh boy, oh, that's not me, that's my brother and his friends. That is not me, ladies and gents. I don't know what the freak that was. Moving on, pretend we didn't even see that. We're gonna say, let's give me the sales for October 1st to October 1st, right? We're gonna select the start from the 1st to the end to the 1st, right? We want it to be inclusive because we don't want it to be open-ended. We want it to include this date. I usually use these ranges. I think you can just set it up as like start, and then this will filter out the 1st. But I'm used to working with an actual range, so I run the start and the end. You can get down to the details where if you're looking at date and time and your date format has a time attached to it, you can actually adjust like the time, right? So if you have data coming in with time, not only the date but the time on it, you can actually get to that level of detail in your filtering. But in my setup, in this table I created, or this date range we created, we set it only as a date, not a date and time, right? So that's why I don't have that option here. Anyways, we know we want sales from 10/1 to 10/1, so we'll hit apply, hit OK, and now all we do is hit F7 to execute, or you could hit right click and then execute, right? And now when we look at this output table, it should only be sales for October 1st. So let's take a look. Now you can see the date and time, only October 1st, right? So let's take this a step further. We filtered based on one particular date. What if we wanted to see a range of dates, right? So back to our node, we're going to configure it now. We had our start set to 10/1 and our end set to 10/1. All you have to do is, this is how easy it is. You go in and you set the range from where you want to start to when you want to end. Hit apply, hit OK, hit OK. Hit F7 to execute, which is the green status. Right click, output table, and now you can see sales from the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, up to the 7th, right? So that's how you filter for a specific date or a range of dates. Now, in the next video, we're going to take it a step further, right? Now we're talking about, let's automate our workflows, and we want our data to filter now on the most recent date or the maximum date in this table. We'll get to that in the next video. We'll show you how to auto filter for the latest date without actually having to go in and adjusting your parameters every single time in the date and time row filter. So anyways, jump to the next video and we'll go over that. If you have any questions for this video or any comments, just obviously leave it in the comments. And like always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you like the videos and you want more Knime content. If not, I'll catch you on the third part of this series, guys. Later.